Simeon Stanicic, the head of the European Parliament's office in Croatia. European Parliament's office in Croatia, in cooperation with our dear friends from Zagreb Film Festival, brings to Croatian audiences free screening of three amazing finalists of the 2021 LUX Audience Award: Collective, Corpus Christi, and Another Round. The LUX Audience Award is built on the legacy of LUX Prize, established by the European Parliament 14 years ago as a symbol of its commitment to culture. And as a true token of that commitment, the European Parliament has fought and insisted on increased support for the European cultural and creative sector by 36% for the next 7 years. It has secured over €2 billion for artists, including European filmmakers, through Creative Europe. So, in these difficult times, the LUX Audience Award aims at strengthening the ties between politics, culture, and citizens even more, and crossing the borders of Europe now. Croatian audiences can also become active participants in supporting European culture by voting for their film favorite too. So please vote online until May 23rd this year. Your vote counts. But first make sure to watch the two LUX nominees, Corpus Christi and Collective, on Kino Europa online, and then, if you have the chance, attend our live screening of Another Round in Kino Tuškanac in Zagreb on Europe Day itself, May 9th. And now I have the pleasure to announce the interview with the fantastic leading actor in Corpus Christi, Bartosz Bielenia, who talked to Nino Kovačić from Croatian Society of Film Critics.
The blistering moral drama Corpus Christi follows Daniel, an ex-convict who finds himself filling in as the local priest in a small Polish town. His unconventional methods help his parishioners.
Hello everybody, we will be talking about the Polish film Corpus Christi, which is one of the nominees and finalists for this year's European LUX Award, awarded by the European Parliament, the European Film Academy, the European Commission, and European cinemas. The European Parliament and Zagreb Film Festival have been bringing the LUX Award finalists to Croatian audience for the 8th year in a row. It's my real pleasure to have the main actor from Corpus Christi, Bartosz Bielenia. Bartosz, first of all, thanks very much for taking your time and joining us, and hopefully you will have an interesting experience in this interview.
Hello, and thank you.
Basically, first I have to really say congratulations, because I now watched the film for the second time, because it came out quite a time ago, and because of the pandemic, it's been still going on very much. It had its premiere in Venice 2019, and for the second time I was affected even more by the emotions in the film, and oppressed even more by your acting. We'll get on the film and on the acting, but the one thing that interests me is the thing that is shown in the beginning of the film, and it could be interesting for the audience as well. And there's a sentence saying that the film is inspired by real events. What does that actually mean? Was there a real story of a man who went from juvenile to church, or was the script something else?
Actually, it's kind of thing in Poland that there are like few cases a year of people impersonating priests. So it's kind of our Polish thing. Most of the time it happens around around the time of Easter, when the priests are going around the neighborhood and they are collecting money. So this is really a temptation for all the thieves. But yeah, there are few cases of impersonation of priests in the villages or in the small cities. There was even one case of mm, uh, of a Jewish priest being impersonated for 10 years in Poznan, Rabbi. Uh, so this is really interesting. So yeah, but there was one case which was really special for the films, for our screenwriter, because he wrote kind of he wrote a story about the real guy who was impersonating a priest in a small village in Poland, and I think this drove him to just kind of dive into the topic. But the story was really different. We created this character of to seek more redemption in his story, like a real problem and real like harsh background for him. That's why juvenile detention center came out. And yeah, the whole story is fictional. We created it. We fantasized about it. So yeah.
And how did you get involved from the start? Was it the screenplay that was given to you? Did you have to
Ordinary
audition?
casting. I've heard about Janko Masa doing a next film. It's his third film, and he has this opinion of a director who's having a nose for cast. Like every actor from his previous films really pop out in the Polish cinema. So I was really anxious and I was really interested in getting that role, because that was one of the reasons why I knew that it's a big opportunity for me. And the second of all, that I just really like the story. I like the redemption. I thought that it's a really complicated character, and it can be really interesting for people in Poland. That's what I thought at the very beginning. I never expected that it will work so well around the world, and we will learn that it's such an ontological topic of like as was our previous like primary intention about redemption and really human problem. So yeah, that was it. It's a simple tale about love and forgiveness, and it was really close for me. Also because I was really involved in Catholic Church for many years when I was younger, and I knew that it's really kind of personal for me to talk about the things are that are really important, that were really important for me in the structure, and I knew that was many times forgotten by the priests from the structure. So creating a character who's an outsider, who's someone who comes with a blank card, like fresh piece of paper, without any influence from the school or any kind of influence from this Catholic Church structure, and just telling the stuff what's for him is in the Bible, was really interesting for me.
Yeah, the main character Daniel, as well as your acting, is very intense. Um, of course, you probably got this question a lot of times. How did you get into the character? Did you have any De Niro style preparations? Doing the taxis and boxing. In your case, it would be drugs, prison, and under impersonating a priest, or not?
I wish, but we had no time for that. I had 3 months to prepare, so I was basically going to the gym, pumping irons to get a little bit bigger, because I was a skinny boy, and we knew that it's you have to be bigger, this kind of a background, and like makes you bigger and with more muscle. So I was just going to the gym. And actually, we visited like 3 juvenile detention centers in a few weeks. In one, we even stayed for a night. So that was really interesting. We talked with boys, and yeah, we had this experience to just we wanted to go there and to see how kind of um, feel the environment of the place. I never had an intention of sucking some inspiration from the boys. That was more interesting. Like I wanted to share something from my side, and if I wanted to like be inspired more, it was a space. How the feeling of the space, how you feel, and how you can kind of um, picture yourself being locked there in that period of time when you're just developing your character and your own self, and what that could mean for me. So that was it. And then the most important inspiration for me was a book which was written by it was that were the short stories sent for the competition by and written by the juvenile um, boys and girls from juvies, and that was really interesting because when you first meet someone, you can only experience kind of a facade of the person, especially if you're outsider in such a closed group of people. But when person wants to express it to himself in an artistic way, you can really read a lot between the lines, and that's what was the most inspiring for me in that book.
I was actually surprised how much screen time you have in the film. I mean, for an actor, it's a huge pressure because the whole film is depending on you, basically, and
Yeah.
a lot of headshots as well. So, did you feel that kind of a pressure while filming? Did you know that you're gonna have
Yeah,
so
I
much
did.
screen time?
I did. They were talking about it all the time with the DOP Piotr Wojcinski, and in front of me, like stop, like do this, like go closer, stop on the face. I was like, geez, guys, just give me a break. It's like, do you have to say like to tell the story all the time through my face so close? This is really, I feel anxious a little bit, but then I got used to that, especially that I developed a really close relationship with DOP. He's a great guy, from incredible filming family. He's a true artist, and I knew that I can learn a lot from this guy. And yeah, I was trusting him a lot. I was observing him when he was watching our shots. Sometimes I felt that this is not a good direction. And then we talked with Jan, and it was really like a collective experience. I could say, because we were discussing everything openly, what we think that just happened in front of camera, which was really interesting and important for me, because with such a big pressure and a big role for me, which was kind of first this big role and material for me on screen, was very important. Simply that I could learn and I could express myself.
Yeah, I read in your bio that you basically come from theater. That's your
Yeah.
background. That you had your first role as a child as Little Prince. So when coming into the film so head on, uh, did you kind of bring some theater habits in a way as well
I hope
that you had to
not.
lose?
um, I think just creating and developing character in a theatrical way, that you're just using your imagination and empathy to create a character. I don't have to do it the Nero style, let's say. I don't have to just go deep and experience everything. I can just imagine that, and I can just feel by like using my empathy and feel what my character could feel and imagine that, and then see what's coming out of it on screen and on set. So yeah, this.
It's interesting that you're saying, because I see through Daniel's character that he's very much intuitive, very intelligent, and he knows where to kind of put his intuitivity. Do you think that it seemed to me that his transformation through the film goes because kind of the situation that he puts himself in, this sudden power gives him a courage to express himself. Did you also feel that was part of the character?
Yeah, that was our intention. Actually, from the beginning, we thought about him as an animal or someone who is creating himself from the moment that he's going out of juvie. Like he had there, like he's creating his self, like the spine, through the experience that he has on screen. We don't know anything about him except few bits about his past, and then we can see him reacting to the real world and being perceived by other people via his without a costume of a priest, which creates himself. We can see him through the eyes of other people, and then when he's introducing himself as a priest, and everything's changing, and he's changing too by this influence, because he don't have to even realize that the perception of him is changing himself. So yeah, and we really thought about being intuitive with this character. Like he's not doing really, like he's not thinking through every decision. Maybe he thought a lot about the funeral because he had opportunity and he had a lot of situations that changed his mind. So he had to think about it and he had to decide. That was the first decision, like a real decision that he was making. Like, I can't do this. Those money goes for the funeral. This is my decision. I'm taking the whole responsibility for that. So yeah, and that was probably his first decision, like a conscious decision, thought through. But it's just the only one.
And was there an ongoing development of the character on the shooting as well? I saw in one of your interview that you said that you wanted to keep the character in some kind of an unprepared style of work. Does that mean that the director gave you space to kind of create your own text?
That's just a trick for an excuse for being unprepared. But actually, no. Like we really, like I really wanted to be to have this feeling of being unprepared, to just have those reactions but I need this being unprepared. What I mean by being unprepared, it's not knowing your text, it's not knowing the reactions, not thinking through how I would act it or how I would do it, because actually sometimes I'm doing it. I'm thinking through what would be interesting for this character and for the situation, how I would like to act it, how I would like to do it, and what would be the outcome. But with that film, we thought about the intentions more and directions for this character than precise reactions, precise scenes. Especially that we were really developing a script through the film, and basically almost all the time changing the scenes every day. Even producer was kind of pissed one day because of that, but we felt that it's really possible and important for us to just focus on that scene, think what we've learned, previously, shooting some other stuff, and then change it a little bit, like making more shades of other colors to the whole like picture of the film. So yeah, it was really like an ongoing process till the end.
Yeah, you said that it's kind of a simple film about compassion and love, but that's being modest, since the
It
characters
is. It's a fairy tale.
are complex. Their relationships go uh, between these confessions and temptations and redemptions. It's a very tense film there. And I think that's why it works for the international audience as well, because it's how we all feel all the time, basically.
Mhm.
Did you expect that the film was gonna work so well? I mean, so far it was quite successful. I'm gonna say later how successful, but first you can comment.
Not at all. Never. Um, Never. That's it. Not this successful. I thought maybe it's gonna be good film in Poland, but and it will have some maybe European release or something. Someone will buy it in Germany or in Italy because of the being Roman priests and I don't know, Catholic countries. But it's I've never expected that we will like people will show this film from Korea to Argentina. I'm not even talking about Europe. It's like we've been all over the Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan. Like we were there. We were in South America. We were in Asia. We were in Australia. This is crazy for me. I was speechless, and I was so grateful. Also because we had time to be in cinemas still because of the before the whole world went to the lockdown in March. So we had this opportunity, and it was nice.
That's true. I mean, I'm just gonna mention a couple of more important festivals. It premiered in the Venice Film Festival in now 2019, pre-pandemic. It seems like it was a century ago.
Yeah.
Then it got 11 Polish Academy Awards. Among them was Best Actor. Congratulations on that. It was, of course, the Oscar finalist in the year when Parasite got international feature. You were still alive at the Berlinale, where you got the Shooting Stars Award. Yeah, and you got the European uh, Film Academy Award for Best Actor. That's quite
No, I didn't. I
impressive.
was nominated. Mats Mikkelsen won.
Ah, well,
Unfortunately, I was just nominated, and this guy won. But okay, okay, it's another round. They got an Oscar this year. So when we were losing, it's with Parasite or with another round, which were Oscar winners. So this is the other story.
I
And
mean,
I would be so pissed if I wouldn't love this film. Like I love Another Round, and I would love Mats Mikkelsen in that film. He's just amazing.
exactly. You lost to Mats Mikkelsen, and that's Mats Mikkelsen. So,
Yeah, but I have a few years to just catch up for that level of acting.
but I'm actually wondering how different the reactions were in some places. I'm guessing when you stopped traveling that you were at least doing these online talks. I feel that also, subject of the film is a lot about the conformism of society. Was that maybe recognized more by some audiences? And what was the kind of the major feedback in Poland?
That was major feedback in Poland was really good. Like there was no controversy, and because a lot of people was worried about it, there was no controversy because we were not attacking anyone. It's not attack. There is no attack on the Catholic Church. It's just a story about the faith and as I said, redemption, confession, love, good, and it's using this structure and like the most popular religious structure in our country. Yeah, but the reception, I don't know, to be honest. I've never had a feedback from really different cultures like in Asia or India. But from European or Catholic South America, it's really good, and it's like the opinion is it's kind of the same. Questions are kind of the same. But one country is really different, and people were focusing on one thing, and it's United States, and they were always asking, "What's next? Like, is there gonna be a sequel?" And I was like, "Really? You think that we'll continue that story?" No, this is the end. Like, we can't tell the rest of the story because we would kill that film, probably. Absolutely. What we were supposed to do next? But they were always asking about when you're planning the sequel.
I think they probably recognized a bit of the superhero genre there, right? Because he has that qualities and
Yeah,
the
but
role.
I think this is what you get when you're not getting a lot open endings in your like films in your country. So, but it's changing.
The previous role, you had a previous role in a thematically similar film that also was dealing with topics of church, and it was a huge box office hit in Poland.
Yeah,
The clergy.
This goes around. I had a really small part there. Like I'm just asking two questions to. Honestly, I've never seen that film. So I don't know. It was a huge hit. Like, it was the biggest box office that year. I know, and it's more controversial.
But how come you haven't seen that part of you, that role that you played?
Had other things to do.
Okay.
Film to watch.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, we'll slowly be closing our conversation. One of the curiosities, a bit of a off-film question. You said that you wanted or want to be a food critique.
Yeah, I thought that would be a great idea for a career in person's life. I asked myself once when I was in Istanbul doing like one of the first performances in my life with a group of friends when I was still studying, and we were having like 8 hours of really tiring trainings every day, and it was tough work, and for no money, just for pleasure of creating art. And I fell in love with food in Turkey. So once I was in restaurant eating, really exhausted and really like kind of having this crisis of, is that what my life would look like? Do I love it? Like, can I commit to that? I was eating, and why you never thought about talking about food? Like, why not just tasting great things and traveling around the world and writing about it? Why not? Why you want to be on the spotlight? Why you're doing it to yourself? Why you're letting yourself to be judged till the end of your life? Why? Because I like it.
It seems to me like you're thinking about your next role, like you're already going into character. Is it going to be another film about individual and community growth? I mean, I'm kidding. Just asking you what your next project is.
Yeah, let's see.
So, are you working on something now, or are the shootings currently still
I just
not going
finished
on?
I just finished 2 projects. One premiered right now on Netflix. It's prime time. It had a premiere on Sundance. It's going worldwide on Netflix in the end of June, 30th of June. So I can recommend that. And I just finished shooting a film in Slovakia, and I'm waiting for the outcome. What's the edits and what's the everything about it. So we'll see. For now, I'm having a little bit of break to prepare.
And you say that Corpus Christi opened up international doors for you?
For sure, but it's still a lot of work. And there was one important event which blocked a lot of opportunities, and it's COVID. It's world pandemic, and it changed the situation all around the world. I don't know if you heard about it, but for films and for theater,
it was in the
really
news.
The game.
Yeah, Bartosz, thank you very much. Congratulations again, on the film and on the part, and wish you all the best and really good roles in the future. I don't doubt it. I just want to ask you, how do you pronounce the name of the film in Polish exactly?
Boże ciało.
Boże ciało.
Boże ciało.
I do not dare. Thank you very much.
Thank you.